everybody. Welcome to Intro to Podcasting, the podcast. I'm your host, Amanda Hurley, and today I'm here with my friends Mikey, Emma, and Jacqueline. Thank you guys for being on this podcast.
Hi, how you doing?
Pretty good. Is this anybody's first podcast, or have you been on podcasts before?
It's pretty obvious. I've been here before many times. Time is forever.
Mikey volunteers at BevCam, so he is here pretty much every day. So yes.
Only minus of Fridays.
What about you guys, newbies?
Yes, to podcasting. Yeah.
Yes, and you have podcasts already, right?
Yes.
All right, so we got one newbie, we got two veterans, and me, who I help people with podcasts every day. And I finally started my own podcast after working here for almost 2 years. So that's kind of funny.
Awesome.
It's funny to like teach podcasting, not having your own podcast. So I figured I should change that. So, although I did do BevCam's kids podcast for a while, but it's like, I don't know. I guess that counts. Yeah,
definitely.
On and off.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so our listeners want to hear a little bit about you guys and, what are you interested in? What do you want to talk about on your podcast and why? Mikey, tell us and tell us a little bit about your podcasting persona as well.
Oh, God. You know, I could do it normally, but I could do it in character.
Well, okay, first of all, let's just get into the actual facts of what we need to talk about. Mikey here, the form that I'm taking, by the way, he has a lot of ideas, and I know for the fact that he wants to do a lot of these things. Am I saying that correctly?
Yes.
Okay, good enough to know. With that in mind, I would say that he would love to do a podcast with me, yours truly, Dark and the Lost, but I will say that he has a lot of things in his brain that he wants to do this, but it would take time and a lot of, decision making.
Which is true, by the way. It is very true when you think about it, because time itself, you gotta find the place, the moment, and you have to organize everything correctly.
Oh, yes.
And you gotta also think of the lore as well, if you want to make it canon or non-canon to the projects that you're making, because
When it comes to me, I am very more expressive and I'm more, how do I say this? More of an attention grabbing.
you're not really that much of an attention grabbing person, Darkin.
Well, excuse me.
I have to say that going back and forth between the two voices is hugely entertaining.
I mean, it's pretty obvious. What's your name again?
Amanda.
Good.
Darkin, do not try to do anything right now.
Okay.
Thank you, Darkin and Mikey.
No problem.
So technically I have 4 guests.
Yeah.
And how about you, Emma?
What the podcast?
Yeah, like what's your interest in podcasting and what are your ideas that are kind of percolating for you?
Yeah, I think there's just a lot of things going on in the city that everyone doesn't know about necessarily. And I think a lot of people have ideas or like want more arts in the community and have a lot of thoughts, and they don't necessarily have the time to go to a place, to meetings. And so I was thinking of, I have a couple ideas because I'm an artist myself. And so I always want more arts in the community. Mm-hmm. So I feel like having like a voice for artists and different ideas for different areas in the city or different more affordable locations for art to be that's less official, less like stringent. Like for the Arts Fest is great, but it's $200 per person. And for an artist, $200 is pretty expensive, to have one event for one day. So I feel like when there's a lot of people that would want to be engaged and have more of a community of all ages, honestly. And I think everything is so regimented and like being more neurodivergent. I lean towards not being so scheduled all the time and having something like once a year. I want it to be less uptight and less formal, more informal and more often. more casual, I think would help people. So I don't know I have to like sleep on it, sit on it, think on it. And, but I mean, I think there's something to be said about like sharing information in the community, sharing all the different types of people that are here, not just the people that get the most limelight all the time.
Yes, yeah, that's very common. That we just keep bringing the same folks back. And I guess the question is, how do we highlight and find those people that are here and they're just not front and center?
Yeah, I call it Beverly the black hole too.
Yeah.
Because I feel like no matter if people were born here or went to school here, even if they leave for a little bit, they tend to like want to come back. They get sucked back into the city.
I could see that.
I could see that a lot.
I mean, it's a cool place. I do think there's definitely a lot more potential, though, that could unfold.
Yeah.
I'm curious, like, with your art, what do you want to come out of it? Like, how do you hope to affect people through your art? And is it similar to what you're trying to do with your podcast? Is there any connection there?
Yeah, I mean, well, I do like TikTok lives, and when I do them, we do politics. But when I first started doing them, I was drawing while I was doing the podcast on TikTok, like the live, but they couldn't necessarily like see it, or maybe they could, and I just wouldn't show it. And then after a while, I started to do art lives, and so I would show myself just like drawing on the screen, like zoomed in on what I was doing, and then I'd bring other friends up, but then a lot of the people coming up were the people from the politics space, but they wanted kind of like a refuge. And there's a lot of people that you might not agree with politically, but everyone was kind of burnt out after yelling at each other and having these intense conversations all week. So they kind of appreciated having once a week, like a Wednesday, usually we do it Wednesday, but having like 4 hours that we would just talk about whatever, more casual, get to know each other and kind of decompress, a place to like vent or just be friends. And people started, I didn't ask them to, but people started bringing their art to the space too.
Oh, wow.
And drawing or crocheting and embroidering, whatever it may be. Or like someone does for movies in LA, he does music editing and he's a producer. So he was doing that. And like some people were body doubling too. So they'd be like cleaning their apartment, but they would just be listening to us. And that was their way. Like they would be like, can you do it this week? Because I really need to clean my house.
Yes.
So I don't know. Just like we used to at the Cabot, we used to have a room for art every Wednesday, and all of us would come together, and it was a free space, and we just would all like chat, bring snacks, and do that once a week for an hour or two. And it went away when the renovation started. This was a few years, it was before COVID, but and that went away. So I was thinking like there has to be some way of like kind of connecting people together in this way that's doesn't always have to be in the same room, but then like just connecting as a community and like forming stronger bonds as a community too. I don't know.
Looks like you're on your way there. That's like what you're doing already is creating a lot of community and activity and inspiration.
The best ideas come from places like that too, where you can collaborate as opposed to just like isolating and being in your own like house or room. And even though that's fun to do that.
Hello, minds think alike. That's the one thing many people don't think about nowadays whenever it comes to art, because I will say, because I'm gonna shout out my college. So I've been taking a class called Intro to Graphic Design. It's been helping me out to improve my art skills for a bit, because as a guy who likes to do all these characters and all these other wacky things, I need to go back to where I was before, and that thing is drawing and making art. So when I started my graphic design class, I started to look over the instructions and stuff, and I'm starting to think, I feel like I can go back to square one and all, and it can actually help me out to like improve what I needed to do. So I started to take myself a little breather so I don't have to go to the extreme mile. But as of lately, I have been practicing to draw more. I remember one late night that I was literally staying up drawing Junko Onishima. Like I drawn her in my sketch pad, and it was just her being moody or whatever, then I think just today, I did a thing for Amanda for her next intro to podcasting thing, and it was fun to make because I know I made that doodle when we were doing
Yes.
that last episode.
First Wednesday in November. Oh, there's my camera. First Wednesday in November, whichever day that is.
Yeah.
Yes.
So because when I was in my class, I was doing the set doodle and stuff. I was focusing on the details. I was looking at the lines, trying to fix the errors from the physical form
Yep.
to the digital form. Because when you're drawing on paper, you don't know if you're gonna like convert everything from that thing to fix the altercations. Because I hadn't gone through the amount of time and effort to get everything right. So I am glad that I oh my god, I hate the fact that ADHD's right now kicking in there. But literally, I'm glad that I took in all the instructions from that SAT class. And with you saying like we need more people, I feel like I do agree. We need more people in the community and the space to
Yeah.
really be more connected and not be disconnected to one small place. Because we have a lot of wonderful people around here at BevCam and all these wonderful places like the cabin. I
Yep.
feel like Beverly has a lot of hidden artists around here, and they're just there in plain sight and just hiding their talent. And
Yeah. Or they come in here and we're like, what?
yeah. Every day I always learn something new about those people, and it's
Yeah.
so great as well.
And I'm not just saying it, but I think podcasting can definitely be a tool for creating local community, especially since we have all these like ways that we air it and share it. It's a good place to start for sure.
Oh yeah. I believe that you're not wrong, Amanda. You're not wrong.
Thank you. Does that mean I'm right?
I mean,
just
literally,
not
you're
wrong.
right. You're right. You're right.
Yes.
I mean, I said you're not wrong.
Okay,
I mean,
just checking. Cool. Yeah, so let's move to Jacqueline here. So Jacqueline, you already have a podcast. So tell us a little bit about it and like where you want to take it.
Sure. So I started my podcast last year. It's called Finding Faith in Fandoms, and it's very niche, but it blends together two of the things I'm most passionate about, which are religion and spirituality and art and storytelling. I just love stories in general, both as a creator and as a consumer. And I've also been very involved with the local Christian communities. I grew up actually going to St. Mary's just next door here, but then I went to Gordon College, which is an evangelical liberal arts school. Got to be very good friends with people in like the arts and theater departments there. And then after college, I got involved with a Christian theater group and started realizing kind of through that experience and then also through just the media that coming out at the time, like, lots of like the stories that I love most, like everything from like older stories like folk tales to the movies coming out today have a similar story structure that, and I can, the way my mind works, I also have ADD. I'm always comparing
We
stories.
all do then.
Is that all four of us?
ADHD club.
Yeah.
I'm new to the club, but
Gotta love it.
Wait, are we saying ADD or ADHD?
I guess
I
now
was
it's
diagnosed with
ADHD.
ADD, so I never want to say
right.
ADHD.
Really?
I'm like raging against the machine. Like, you can't tell me what I am.
Why are
I
they-
was ADD.
So I
Why
can
did they
answer
change
that.
it? Do you know?
Yeah. So the classification has changed. So like now it's officially, there are two types of ADHD, basically. There's
Oh.
primarily hyperactive
Yes.
and primarily inattentive.
I did know that
Wait,
actually.
really?
I'm
Yes.
Yes.
So what they used to call ADD, and that's what they called it when I was diagnosed, they now call primarily inattentive ADHD.
Yes. And that's why a lot of women aren't diagnosed until later in life, myself included, because
Yeah.
inattentive does not look like the cliche, like the idea of
Yeah.
ADHD that people have in their head, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I also talk about
Interesting.
that occasionally on my
Oh,
podcast.
cool.
But
Oh.
so basically, the podcast came about partly because through my theater work, but then also because I was listening to so many podcasts I loved, like in the Star Wars fandom and in like literature, like communities, and my friends and I geek out already about our favorite stories and how they mirror like stories from the Bible or even other world religions and mythologies, and I love tracing like the kind of the history of ideas. And so on the podcast, we talk about the biblical parallels and spiritual themes of different stories. And so in the first year, it's been a year and a few months now, but for the first year, we released one episode each calendar month, I try to have at least one guest, sometimes two. It's basically just like my friends and colleagues. I'll invite them to talk about a particular story, whether it's a book, movie, play, or musical. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. And basically, I just want to sort of like build on what I've already made and kind of expand the community that I have so far.
Awesome. Yeah, I did listen to the Frozen one, which is cool because that's
I'll have
such a
to
popular
I'll have
movie.
to listen to that.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
No, and I like that it's got a range of topics because sometimes
Yeah.
we'll talk about like classic literature, sometimes we'll talk about cartoons or Disney movies, or I want to have like an annual Star Wars Day episode because there's so many stories now in the Star Wars universe, and there's just so much to unpack thematically, symbolically, psychologically.
I like the Mandalorian.
Yes,
I like
I'm hoping that'll be a topic next
Grogu.
year. Yes.
Grogu is like,
Yes.
yeah. They should make floating bassinets for new moms.
Yeah,
That would be awesome.
that would be amazing.
Just
I wish
float
I'd
it
had
everywhere.
that. Yeah,
Why do we need legs?
yeah, exactly. Do you take suggestions like in your comments? Can people say like, do this movie
Sure,
or do
they're
this?
free to leave comments or suggestions. I have a long list of topics I would like to cover. It depends on who is available when. I try to do something like thematically appropriate. Like for last December, a friend and I talked about the Nutcracker, and we looked at like the original written story and then the ballet and such.
Cool.
We'll probably do like something like basically like whatever holiday or season we're in. Star Wars Day is May the 4th, so I'm hoping that will be a target date
Yep.
for that.
May the fourth be with you.
Do you guys have anything like
Yeah.
anything come
Any
to
like
mind?
favorite
that-
stories that you'd love to see like kind of a deep dive into, but like through like a Christian or spiritual lens?
Interesting. I heard recently that like, I mean, this isn't like superhero type, but it's like a story like Winnie the Pooh in general was based off of, I've heard a couple different things, that it's based off of his emotions, but then I also heard that there's a more religious twist to all the characters.
I hadn't heard that.
Like it was like
Tao or something?
The Tao of
sin,
Pooh.
Tao of Pooh.
It
I've
was
heard of
like,
that
yeah,
book.
like all the different things for all the different
Ooh.
characters. But I haven't like looked into it myself. Like someone else told me about it. So that was like an interesting one because I was like, oh, well, when we were watching that when we were little, did we like read into that? Like I don't even kind of remember the episodes in that way. You know, like the,
Yeah.
I think the one that really stuck with me is this idea of Eeyore, who obviously struggles with depression. And personally, I hate it when people say, oh, she's kind of an Eeyore or whatever. I think that's like
Yeah.
a really messed up
That is.
way of talking about someone's depression.
Yeah.
But the thing about Eeyore that a lot of people miss is that, yeah, he's depressed like all the time, but they always include him. And sometimes at the end of the episode, when he's included, he like smiles for a second, or he's like, oh, I love you guys, or whatever. He has a little moment.
Yeah.
And like, they could easily just stop including him because he always kind of says no or he doesn't want to. But instead, like, they're helping him find these little happy moments every day. And so I'd be curious, like, what you'd have to say about that, because it's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
something in there about being like your friends and your family members, you can't give up on them.
Yeah, Cinema Therapy, which is another YouTube channel that I love, they recently did an episode on Winnie the Pooh and how
Yeah.
people like people online enjoy like trying to diagnose the different things
The
that the
characters?
characters have. Like
Yeah.
Tigger exhibits the traits of ADHD.
Yeah.
I remember. I
I always
remember that.
identified with
Very
that.
obviously.
It's pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious. I remember. I don't know if anybody has know about this YouTube channel Frederator. They did a thing with the Winnie the Pooh characters, and I remembered that there was like a bunch of theories with like, oh, these characters are non-existent. It's all within Christopher Robinson's head and all of that. It is such a very interesting thing because it was like literally in the early 2010s or so, because I remember when people were going into the theories of all of these characters being imaginary, oh, they have died or anything. It's like, it's such a fascinating way to think about it, but nowadays they don't talk about it that much anymore. So it's just like, if you would have to be there, you would have to be there to be in that set moment. But I will say that I do believe that Tigger has ADHD, because I see that there's legit moments within the movies and the specials, because Tigger has his own movie, and I don't.
I remember
didn't
that.
know.
Yeah,
I
because
don't think I've seen that.
yeah. So because here's the thing, somehow my little ADHD brain somehow remembers this out of the whim, because literally there is like other like Winnie the Pooh character movies that are out there. Like I think there's Piglet's movie, then there's the Tigger movie, then there's, I keep forgetting, it's like, I know there's like an elephant movie, and I swear I think it's Mumpy, and I could be right or wrong. There's like
The Great Huffalump.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's because here's the thing: many people don't acknowledge the other like direct, sequels or any of the prequels or so, like on DVDs or so, and they think it's garbage. But when you look at them very differently, you'll see that the lore is very like in there. Like some people will consider like, oh, this is not canon. This is not canon within the original timeline. Why are you adding this direct movie into it? And I'm like, excuse me, but this is the same company who made this movie, so we have to consider the fact that this is considered to be canon.
Well, that's a question I think about a lot, actually. What is canon and like the official version of a story? Because stories evolve over time, and like the Winnie the Pooh story was originally A.A. Milne's story.
Yeah.
But then like stories changed,
The
like
stories
with it
changed.
as like different people retell them.
Oral
and like
traditions.
yes,
It's-
and
yeah.
like stories have always evolved that way, but it's different now that we have all this technology, and also like the fact that like corporations are behind most of the stories that we consume now.
Yeah.
I love thinking and talking about that as well.
Yeah, I'm glad that I brought this to your attention as well, because we can actually have it right now. The reason why I love when it comes to the lore, and by the way, warning, I'm gonna be yapping a lot for this, so alert. With that in mind, I do try to understand why people retcon like all the stuff that we known as a kid to a different audience. I mean, e.g. Doctor Who, because with Doctor Who itself, the lore, I mean, the show has been around since 1963. A lot of the lore has been retconned so many times, and I've seen people complain about it. And you know what? I can bring a very controversial thing in here, and just to let you know, I was there at the time, at that moment, on that day when they aired the Timeless Child episode. I remembered on that set day that they did this episode, and when they aired it, it really pissed a lot of people off. I kid you not. When you started to open up social media like Twitter, Facebook, and all of that, you get a sense of, oh, how people are going to react to this episode. And let me tell you, it was so bad. It was so bad. It was not like your generic, like, oh, F you, no. They went full blown, like, angry.
Scorched the
I'm
earth.
sorry.
They scorched. It was so bad. They even said malarkey stuff about the
Malarkey.
they said like a lot of malarkey stuff to the showrunner and the writers, and it was like,
oh, you destroyed Doctor Who. You destroyed all the 60 plus years of this thing. Oh,
So basically,
screw
like
you.
when The Last Jedi came
I was
out,
just gonna
and
say
the Star
Star
Wars
Wars.
fandom basically was split in two.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Star
yeah.
Wars too, where they
Yeah.
like don't want things to change or they don't
Yeah,
want it to
yeah,
play out a
because-
certain way.
Yeah, because here, I can give the spoiler now, but they decided to make the Doctor the timeless child because many people wanted the Master to be the timeless child, but no, the Doctor became the timeless child, and the most craziest thing that ever happened is that now the Doctor doesn't go by numbers, but go to by regeneration lives, because we already know. I've known that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I can't really confirm Billy Piper as the Doctor yet, so I don't know about that.
Is it like a multiverse kind of thing?
No,
Or it's more like reincarnation.
it's reincarnation, regeneration, and bi-generation. Sorry, I had to go with modern terms as well because Russell T Davies wanted to do bi-generation. So it's like that. I feel like with regeneration with the Doctor is so interesting because when you have like showrunners controlling the story and the core lore of the said show, it gets you very off for a bit because I remember when I got into the show, I had to understand what regeneration is and how they do it. It really fascinates me that they have changed the concept of regeneration. And like with the 60th anniversary specials, which by the way I did watch them a while ago, and when they brought the concept of bi-generation, I was like, wait, what the hell is this? Why didn't he change the full appearance? Why did they split? For anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, watch the Giggle for the best reasons. It's literally where they started to bring bi-generation. It's such a very big concept as well.
So, Mikey, it is past 7:30. So I gotta say, guys, it's actually 7:37. So I just want to respect everybody's time. But it sounds like we're very passionate about Doctor Who, Star Wars, Winnie the Pooh, and we all have ADD or ADHD.
Awesome.
So I guess we're gonna have to have like all of these other separate podcasts as well.
Yeah.
There are many things going on. So yes, please do an episode on Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah,
I
Winnie
will-
the Pooh would be.
I will think about it.
Yes.
I haven't like revisited Winnie the Pooh since I was a kid, and so that would be interesting to come back to as an adult.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here and thank you for listening. And you know, Mikey, I always say,
Start your damn podcast.
Ooh, I said damn this time.
Well, you
that
actually-
was naughty of me.
Well, you did that to yourself, you know. You did that to yourself.
See you next time. Thank you.